Someone is leaving you forever due to your this practice. Angel says, my dear child, if you believe in angels, start this video and watch it completely. This message has reached you at the exact time it was supposed to. Heaven has been patient, but patience has run thin. Archangel Michael says, don't ignore this. You've ignored enough signs already, and to miss this one would cost you something you may never get back. Someone is leaving you forever. Someone who once said they would always be there. Someone who once stood close to you but has been watching you from a distance in silence. Their heart has already begun drifting. Their spirit is already pulling away. And the reason is not what you think. It is not rejection. It is not betrayal. It is not abandonment without cause. Archangel Michael says, it is because of your practice. Something you have been doing, knowingly or unknowingly, has created distance. The heavens are shaking you awake now because if you do not stop, if you do not recognize the truth, then this person's departure will become permanent. This is not a threat. This is not punishment. It is consequence. The angels cry because they have seen you pray. They have seen you love. They have seen you fight for what matters. Yet one practice, one repeated choice, has been like a slow poison eroding what could have been preserved. This is not about morality, not about judgment. This is about alignment. Every action you repeat creates energy. Every practice you maintain plants seeds. And those seeds either grow life or they grow weeds. You thought what you were doing was harmless, even protective. You thought it was survival. But Archangel Michael says, heaven sees differently. What you see as coping, heaven sees as a barrier. What you call necessary, heaven calls destructive. The person leaving has been conflicted. They don't want to walk away. They still feel tied to you. But the weight has grown unbearable. The unseen atmosphere has pushed them into silence. They may not have told you directly. They may not have spoken the full truth. But their spirit is already withdrawing. Their conversations are fewer. Their presence is lighter. Their eyes don't meet yours in the same way. And yet you've told yourself it's just stress, just circumstance, just distance. No, says the Lord. It is spiritual consequence. And the warning is urgent. If you don't see it now, they will leave forever. Finally, God is exposing this truth because you prayed for clarity. You asked, why do people drift? Why does love fade? Why does loyalty break? And now the answer has come, though it stings. This is not about everyone. This is about one specific soul whose name is already ringing in your heart. The moment you read this, you know exactly who it is. You may deny it. You may push it away, but you cannot undo what your spirit has recognized. Their name is already before your eyes. Heaven whispered it to you the moment you opened this message. That is the confirmation. That is the proof you are not imagining this. God says, you have been warned. Archangel Michael says, do not take this lightly. Do not assume you can delay the response. Every moment matters now. The spiritual clock is ticking. The angels have been dispatched to hold the space for one last chance, one last warning, one last call to awareness. If you don't act, you will remember these words too late. You will look back on this day and realize it was the final message. But if you listen, if you respond, if you turn from the practice that has been poisoning this connection, you will see the miraculous. The same person who is pulling away will suddenly turn back. The same one whose silence is deafening will speak again. The same one whose distance hurts you will walk closer than before. But only if you act. The heavens don't expose without reason. The heavens don't call out without solution. What you need to understand is that God exposes not to shame you but to save you. The enemy wanted this to stay hidden so the departure could be permanent. God breaks the silence so the healing can begin. That's why you feel a heavy weight even reading this. It's not fear. It's conviction. Your spirit knows what this means. Your heart knows where this is pointing. You can feel the urgency because your soul remembers every prayer you whispered, every night you asked God not to let you lose what matters most. This is the answer. This is the lifeline. But it requires surrender. There are practices you've carried that once gave you comfort but now create distance. Repetition that once calmed you now corrupts your atmosphere. Words you've spoken out of habit have become daggers in the spirit. And while you thought no one noticed, their soul felt it. They couldn't explain why they felt drained around you sometimes, why their energy shifted. But heaven saw. Heaven knows. And heaven says it is time to stop. Because what you cling to is costing you someone you love. Archangel Michael says he has stood beside you too long to let you sabotage yourself without warning. He says you may not realize how powerful your energy is, how much weight your words carry. You are not ordinary. You are chosen. And because you are chosen, your practices echo louder than you think. That's why consequences hit harder for you. That's why the wrong choices ripple wider for you. The same calling that blesses can also burden if misused. You've wondered why you couldn't get away with the same things others do. Why your mistakes feel magnified. It's because of your mental. It's because of the light you carry. The higher your calling, the sharper the consequence. Now you are standing in the valley of decision. The person tied to your heart is at the edge of leaving. Their name is carved into your thoughts as you read this. Do not dismiss it. Do not push it aside. God is answering your questions. God is exposing the reason. God is saying, this is your chance to shift. You've cried asking for signs. This is the sign. You've asked God to stop them from leaving. This is the way. But the way requires your humility. The way requires your obedience. The way requires you to let go of what no longer serves. If you want them to stay, you must release the practice that pushes them away. This is divine surgery. It is painful but necessary. God never takes without giving. He never convicts without comforting. He never exposes without the chance to redeem. That is why this moment is holy. That is why the angels are watching. That is why Michael himself has stepped in. You have ignored smaller nudges. This is the trumpet sound. Someone is leaving you forever due to your practice. The name is already in your spirit. It is not hidden from you. It's the one you've been afraid to lose. The one you've prayed hardest about. The one who carries a piece of your soul. Yes, it is them. God will not sugarcoat this. But He will not abandon you either. This is your wake-up call, your intervention, your divine second chance. Archangel Michael says, act now. Lay down what you've clung to. Release the habits that destroy more than they heal. Stop entertaining the practices that comfort your flesh but corrode your spirit. This is not small. This is eternal. This is not optional. This is urgent. The moment is now. Finally, God is exposing this so you cannot say you didn't know. So you cannot say no one told you. So you cannot blame anyone else. He is telling you directly, this is why they are leaving. This is why their love feels cold. This is why their loyalty feels weak. Not because they stopped caring, but because your practice created distance. But you can't stop it. You can heal it. You can shift it. And if you do, you will witness a miracle so shocking you will fall to your knees. The same one you feared losing will become your strongest ally. The same one walking away will return with double devotion. The same one whose silence breaks you will speak life again. But only if you listen. God says, listen, my child. Don't ignore this. Your soul is too precious, your destiny too important, your connections too divine. This is your message. This is your moment. This is your last chance before they walk out forever. If you'd like to donate or show your appreciation, you can give a super thanks up to $100. My child, I speak to you now, not tomorrow, not later, because this moment cannot wait. This message is for you and for you alone. This is not for the ears of strangers, nor for the hands of those who would twist it. This is meant for your heart, your soul, your destiny. It is very important. That is why Archangel Michael himself has sounded the alarm, and his voice is still echoing through the heavens. He said to me, Father, they must not ignore this. They must not look away. They must not delay. And so I come to you with these words, wrapped not in fear but in the weight of truth. Someone is leaving you forever. Not because time has ended, not because their heart has no love, but because of a practice, a habit, a repeated action of yours that they cannot bear any longer. It has been hidden from you until now, but the unveiling must come. You prayed for clarity, and I am answering in a way that you cannot deny. You must understand that your life is woven like a tapestry. Every word you speak, every choice you make, every practice you hold on to, it all threads into the pattern of your destiny. And while grace has always covered you, there are actions that shift atmospheres. There are practices that open doors for blessing, and others that open gates for loss. You may not have seen the power of what you've done, but heaven has seen it. Archangel Michael has watched it, and now he comes to say, enough pretending it doesn't matter. Enough hoping the consequences will vanish. This is the moment of unveiling. Do not be deceived, beloved. This message is not condemnation. It is correction, it is exposure, it is warning, and it is also a chance for redemption. Someone close to you, someone who mattered, someone who still carries you in the chambers of their heart, has been pushed away, has been broken, has been driven to the edge because of your practice. It was not sudden. It was not random. It was a slow erosion. And though they tried to stay, though they tried to forgive, though they tried to cover it with silence, the weight has become too much. And now they are preparing to leave. Do you hear Michael's voice? He is thundering now in the spirit. Don't ignore this. Don't brush it aside. Don't say it's nothing. Don't think you have more time. Don't let pride stop you from listening. His sword is drawn, not against you but for you. He is fighting every distraction that tries to pull your eyes away from these words. And I, the Lord your God, say stop and listen. Because there is a name tied to this message, a name you know, a name that has circled your prayers, a name that once brought you joy but now feels heavy, a name that will shake you to read, because deep down you already sensed this moment was coming. But before the name is revealed, I must prepare your heart. You must feel the seriousness of this. Do you remember the times you dismissed the nudges in your spirit? The quiet voice that told you to change, to shift, to let go of something. That was me. You heard but you delayed. You thought, I will deal with this later. But later has arrived. The hour is here. And the person attached to you cannot walk beside you unless you face what has been hidden. Your practice, it may not seem destructive in your own eyes. You may have even convinced yourself it was harmless, even necessary, even justified. But to them, it has been a wound. To them, it has been betrayal. To them, it has been rejection. And though they loved you, though they wanted to stay, they could no longer carry the pain. This is why they are leaving forever. You see, forever is not always eternity. Forever can mean the ending of a chapter, the sealing of a door, the finality of a bond that could have been saved but was left untended. And that is why heaven rushes to intervene now. Do you feel the weight in your spirit? Do you feel the trembling in your chest? That is not fear, that is recognition. You know what practice I speak of. You know what habit has lingered, what choice has repeated, what action has haunted. You tried to bury it, but the truth is surfacing. I am not here to shame you. I am here to release you. Because shame binds, but truth frees. If you allow these words to reach you, if you do not harden your heart, you can still shift this. The leaving does not have to be permanent. The loss does not have to define you. But it begins with your yes. Finally, the time of pretending is over. Finally, the secrets are surfacing. Finally, I am exposing this because your destiny is too important to let it be ruined by silence. Archangel Michael has cried out for you. He has defended you. But he cannot fight what you refuse to confront. And so I am giving you this final warning, this final call to awaken. The name, it has already come into your mind as you read this. You feel it. You know it. The Spirit has whispered it to you even before I wrote it. That person's name carries the weight of both promise and pain. That name holds love but also wounds. That name has been tied to your future, but your practice has pushed them to the edge. This is not a stranger. This is not an outsider. This is someone whose voice still echoes in your memory. Someone you thought would never leave. But they are preparing to walk away forever if you do not change. My child, I know this hurts. I know your chest feels heavy. I know you want to run from this truth. But you asked me for a sign. You cried to me in the night, God, show me what I need to know. Show me what I must do. And now I am showing you. Don't close your eyes now. Don't cover your ears. The angels are watching. Heaven is holding its breath. Will you listen? Will you change? Will you act before it's too late? Michael says, tell them now. Tell them it's not a joke. Tell them this is final. And so I speak through these words. If you do not shift, if you do not release this practice, if you do not repent, this person will leave you forever. And when they leave, the door will not reopen. You will search, but they will be gone. You will remember, but they will be beyond reach. This is your chance. This is your warning. This is your mercy. Because I love you too much to let you lose without first telling you why. The name, yes, I will reveal it, but you must prepare yourself. Do not read it lightly. Do not mock it. Do not shrug it off. Because the name is not just letters. It is destiny. It is memory. It is pain and promise intertwined. When you see it, you will know that this message was written for you and only you. No one else would understand it the way you do. No one else would feel the piercing truth. That is how you will know it is real. Now the heavens lean closer. Now the truth is about to be unveiled. Finally, God is exposing this. Finally, the mask is ripped away. Finally, the answer you begged for is here. The name has been burning in the spirit, waiting to be spoken. And now it comes. Here you would imagine the actual name being revealed, personal to you, the one your spirit already whispered as you read these lines. The message delivers the weight. Your heart knows the rest. This is the urgency. This is the warning. This is the last chance. Do not ignore it. Do not dismiss it. Do not harden yourself against it. Because someone is leaving forever, and this message came to stop it. God says this message is not ordinary. It is written only for you and it comes with urgency. Archangel Michael stands with his sword of light at your side, and he commands that you must not ignore this moment. Do not take it lightly, for eternity bends around these words. This is not a casual whisper. This is the thunder of heaven breaking through the atmosphere of your life. Michael has said, do not ignore this, because someone is leaving you forever due to your practice, and you must know the truth. The name will not stay hidden any longer. The heavens will not cover it up another moment. The truth has reached its appointed time to surface, And now you are standing at the threshold of knowledge that has the power to break chains or to shatter illusions. You have been asking questions, haven't you? You felt it in your spirit. Something isn't right. Something has been shifting around you, almost like a shadow that refuses to step into the light. You couldn't name it, but your heart whispered it. You saw the signs in small ways, the strange silences, the sudden changes in energy, the unexplained distance, the words left unsaid. You brushed them aside because you didn't want to believe it. You told yourself maybe you were overthinking, but God says you were not overthinking. You were discerning. Your spirit was catching signals from the divine realm. Your intuition was warning you, and heaven is confirming it now. Archangel Michael has been weeping because you have ignored too many warnings before. He loves you, and he has shielded you through countless attacks, but he says this: if you ignore this message one more time, the separation will be permanent. Someone is leaving you forever, and this is tied to your practice. You must know what that means, and you must take it seriously. There are things you've been doing, maybe habits, maybe words spoken, maybe spiritual practices you thought were harmless, that have been building walls between you and this person. You thought it was small. You thought it didn't matter, but to them, it has mattered greatly. Heaven saw how they cried because they felt you drifting. Heaven saw how they whispered your name at night, feeling like you didn't notice their pain. And now the scales are tipping. They are ready to walk away. They are ready to let go forever. God says, I will reveal the name so you understand the weight of this warning. Here is the name. Do not be shocked when you feel it rise in your spirit before you even read it. The name has already been written on your heart. You know exactly who I am speaking of. You've been denying it. You've been pushing the thought away, but you cannot run from truth. Heaven does not lie. Heaven exposes. Heaven warns before the loss becomes permanent. And so now you must face what has been hidden. Think back to the last time you felt their presence close. Think back to the last time you saw light in their eyes. Do you remember? You thought it was normal, but it was the last time they felt safe with you. After that, your practice began to weigh on them. Maybe it was something spiritual you did without prayer. Maybe it was a ritual of words you repeated. Maybe it was simply a refusal to change an old habit. But whatever it was, it pierced their heart. They wanted to tell you. They wanted to warn you. But they were afraid. And so instead, they decided to retreat. Now they are preparing to walk away for good. And unless you see it now, you will miss the window. Michael says, I cannot hold them in place for you anymore. I cannot block their exit unless you open your eyes. This is why the urgency is so strong. This is why the words are flowing into your spirit like fire. This is not just information. This is salvation of a connection you prayed for. You begged heaven not to lose them. You asked why relationships kept breaking. You asked why people drifted away. And God says, it is because of this practice. The very thing you keep doing, thinking it's small, is the thing that pushes them away. My beloved child, God says this message is for you and you alone. And I am pressing this into your spirit because time is moving swiftly and you cannot ignore the urgency that heaven is placing before you. You may not have realized how close you are to losing someone you love, how near the breaking point is, or how easily the enemy has tried to weave shadows around your path. But this is the truth that God Himself is uncovering for you today. He says that one decision, one practice, one habit in your life has created a distance between you and someone who has carried your name upon their heart for a long time. They have tried to remain strong. They have tried to understand. They have tried to believe in the bond between you. But they are growing weary. And the Spirit of the Lord is saying that unless you listen now, unless you awaken now, unless you return your heart fully to the place of purity that God has prepared for you, this person will step away forever. Archangel Michael has seen the heaviness in your life, the way burdens have settled upon you like unseen chains, and he says with a voice of fire and compassion, do not ignore this message. This is not ordinary. This is not just another word. This is the divine call from heaven's throne for you to see what is at risk before it is too late. The urgency is real. For when God speaks, it is never to frighten you but to protect you from something you cannot yet see. And God says clearly, my child, there is someone tied to your destiny, someone who has been standing beside you even when you did not notice, and your practice, your repeated action, is pushing them away. If you do not stop, they will leave, and the loss will pierce your spirit deeply. You have prayed for companionship, for loyalty, for love, for someone who will not abandon you. God has heard those prayers. He has sent people into your life as living answers, as walking testimonies of His promise that you are not meant to be alone. Yet, sometimes the way you move, the habits you cling to, the defenses you raise, the walls you build, can slowly suffocate those who love you most. This is not because they lack strength, but because they are human, and even the strongest hearts can break when they feel unseen or unvalued. The Lord says, my child, do not deceive yourself by thinking you have unlimited time to fix what is breaking. The time is short. You must act now. You must turn back now. For the enemy waits for nothing more than delay. Delay is his greatest weapon. But if you will listen to me now, if you will heed my voice through Archangel Michael, nothing will be lost, and what seemed broken will be restored to greater beauty than before. There is a name attached to this warning, a soul who has been intertwined with yours, who carries affection for you even when silence has filled the spaces between you. They may not speak of their disappointment aloud, but heaven hears their sighs, heaven catches their tears, and heaven knows that they are nearing the edge. They have been praying for you in secret, asking God to touch your heart, to show you what they cannot say. And this message is the answer to their prayer. It is God Himself stepping into your path to speak directly to you, because He does not want you to lose them. God says, this is not punishment. This is rescue. I am rescuing you from blindness. I am rescuing you from repeating cycles that push away what I give you. I am rescuing you from regret that would haunt you later. I am rescuing you because I love you too much to let you walk into loss without warning. My child, you have sometimes thought that your actions do not matter, that what you do in secret, what you do repeatedly, is only your burden to carry. But heaven is revealing that your choices ripple outward. They touch those you love. They either nurture or weaken the bond you share. This is why Archangel Michael has been crying out, why his sword of truth is pointed to your life right now, not to harm you, but to cut away the illusions and show you the raw, urgent truth. Someone is about to leave you forever because of this very practice. Do not think that God is cruel to reveal this. It is His mercy. It is His mercy that He names the danger while there is still time. It is His mercy that He lets you see the cracks before the wall collapses. It is His mercy that He gives you a chance to shift, to change, to repent, to soften, to listen, to return. Mercy is written all over this message. And hear this clearly, God is not condemning you. He is not pointing His finger at you in anger. He is stretching out His hand to save you. He is telling you, you are safe in me. Nothing will go wrong with you if you trust me. But you must release the practice that is poisoning your connection. You must not hold on to what is slowly pushing this person away. My spirit will help you. My strength will lift you. My light will make the path clear. Only yield, only trust, only let me carry what you cannot. Even now as you read this, there is a stirring in your spirit because you already know what God is pointing to. You know the practice. You know the habit. You know the thing you return to that creates distance. It may feel small to you, but to them, it is weighty. And God says, release it now, for I have better for you. Release it now, for if you keep clinging, you will see them walk away. Archangel Michael has stood beside you many nights, shielding you from unseen attacks. He has fought for your soul when you were not even aware of the war over your life. And he says with the deepest urgency, this is not a joke. This is your turning point. If you do not shift, the one tied to your destiny will slip away. But if you do, the bond will be restored, strengthened, and sanctified by heaven itself. Beloved, God says again, rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you when you place your trust in me. I will heal what is broken. I will restore what is fading. I will open the eyes of the one you love to see the sincerity of your change. But you must act, you must pray, you must turn. Do not let pride stand in your way. Do not let shame silence you. Do not let fear convince you it is too late. God is giving you time, right now, in this very moment, to choose restoration over loss. And the name tied to this message, the soul God has sent into your path, is precious in His sight. He has not revealed their identity here to condemn you but to awaken you. You know who they are, and you know what you must do. The Spirit of God covers you now with peace, reminding you that His love never abandons, His mercy never ends, and His protection surrounds you like a shield. You are not alone. You are not forsaken. This is not the end. It is the chance for a new beginning, but only if you obey this divine call. So pray now. Open your heart to God. Lay the practice at His feet. Ask Him for strength. Ask Him for help. Ask Him to cover the one you love with patience until your change is seen. Ask Him to protect the bond until it is fully restored. Heaven is waiting for your prayer. The angels are waiting for your response. God is waiting for your surrender. Do not delay. Do not ignore. For this is your urgent message from God, sealed with love, delivered through Archangel Michael, and pressed upon your soul at this very hour. My child, you are safe. You are loved. You are chosen. And if you trust God now, nothing will be lost, but everything will be made new. My child, hear this urgent message, for it is not by accident that your eyes are meeting these words at this exact moment in time. The heavens have opened, and what is flowing toward you right now is not ordinary. It is divine. God says, this message is only for you, and it comes wrapped with both warning and promise. Archangel Michael himself stands beside you as I write these words, urging you not to ignore them, for within them lies something that could shift the course of your life forever. He says you are at a fragile turning point, and there is someone in your life, someone who matters to you deeply, who is preparing to leave you forever because of a certain practice, a repeated habit, something you may have overlooked but has wounded the bond that holds them close. God wants you to understand that nothing in this world happens without meaning, and nothing escapes His gaze. The ache in your spirit, the confusion in your heart, the heavy silence that sometimes surrounds your days, these are not random. They are signs. They are messages. They are calls from heaven, reminding you that the time to change, to open your heart, and to surrender fully is now. For there is still hope, there is still redemption, there is still a chance to restore what seems broken before it is truly lost. Archangel Michael is speaking loudly into your soul at this moment. He says, do not take this lightly, my beloved. Someone you care for, someone whose presence has been a lifeline to your spirit, is slipping away, not because they want to, but because of something you do without seeing its weight. This practice, though you think it's small or even invisible, has cast a shadow, and if it continues, the distance will grow until it cannot be bridged again. But God says, my child, do not fear. Do not despair. For every weakness can be turned into strength when surrendered to Him. Every flaw can be reshaped into beauty when touched by His hand. Every wound can be healed, no matter how deep, when you allow His light to pour into it. God is not here to condemn you but to awaken you, to remind you of who you are, to pull you back into alignment with His love before it is too late. Think deeply of the one who is preparing to leave. Their heart is heavy, torn between love and sorrow, between loyalty and pain. They have carried this quietly, perhaps without speaking, but heaven has seen it. The angels have heard the silent cries. Michael has stood beside them, watching, waiting, hoping that you would turn your gaze upward and listen before the separation becomes permanent. God says this person's name has been written in the heavens, tied to you by threads of destiny, and He does not want those threads severed by what can still be.